now you'll be able to hear me. Yes, happy days. So let's continue. So as a quick recap, the Earth is moving to a higher frequency band, to a higher dimension. We say it's the fifth dimension, but it's just a higher frequency band, better, more sustainable way of doing things. And we've kind of been conditioned to separate spirituality and to like a little draw. So basically what's happening is that, yes, we've got our life, we go about our business, our family, our education and everything, because we are in this three-dimensional matrix. We are conditioned to live with those all kind of systems of control, etc., etc. And then what happens is we have our spiritual practice, which is, let's say, our meditation or whatever spiritual ways of doing things you engage. And the truth of the matter is that we are multidimensional beings, and as multidimensional beings, we can incorporate all our gifts, all our soul's essence into everything we do. And that includes ways we generate our income. And one idea that I've got here is to do those weekly streams about quantum business. And whether you are an entrepreneur running a very physical business, very regular three-dimensional business, or whether you are a heart-centered spiritual entrepreneur who, I mean, you can be a very physical, heart-centered entrepreneur, absolutely, yes. But then you might also be, let's say, a tarot reader or a Reiki healer or energy worker, whatever you do. I am here to bring the best of 5D and 3D so we can create a beautiful new earth of abundance. And what is my background is I am an energy worker. I've got this freak gift for channeling light languages, and you probably know me from this side. I do other energy work as well, but what my background is and what my story is, it's all to do with business and with online business. And during my spiritual awakening, I've lost my three-dimensional physical businesses, and I also departed a very successful online business that I run because it stopped resonating. So yes, that's gone. However, all my experience in marketing, branding, building funnels, selling online, running webinars, I still have it. And this is something I want to bring into the spiritual community. There is a little caveat though. The more I spend time in the quantum field, the more I spend time with my guides, the more I see how the modes and everything we've learned about online marketing to the platforms, about lead magnets, about how to sell, about how to engage audience, everything literally is still very much anchored in that three-dimensional limited way of thinking. And this live stream, I would like to show you the differences between thinking of your business as a multidimensional entity and doing things the 3D way. So this is what we're diving into today. So before we start talking about taking your business to higher dimensions for maximum impact, for maximum fun and satisfaction and income, I want to start with something very, very basic, but it's something that we tend to forget. Your business has consciousness. Just like you have your consciousness, you've got your body and you've got your consciousness, you've got your soul. The same thing goes for you, whatever you create on this planet. We tend to associate soul with just living things and business to be just like an entity, just like, oh yeah, this is just a business. It's got a business registration number, whatever, it's got a legal entity. Well, it actually is even reflected in our legal system, because sometimes when you form certain forms of businesses like limited companies, it's got its own legal entity. But whether you're a sole trader or whether you're a business owner, please know that your business has consciousness. And what I've noticed mostly through my husband's practice, who is working a lot of with clients one-to-one, who sometimes come with abundance blocks and with problems to creating income. We can see that very often the major block to abundance is the fact that your energy field doesn't see your business as a separate consciousness. And it has separate consciousness, but when you're creating, especially when you're soul trading, when you're creating your business from the heart, what can be quite difficult is for your energy field to see it as a separate entity. And as a result, very often, you stop generating income as soon as you stop putting input in there. So you go on holiday and things go awfully wrong. And I'm not sure if anybody or any of you experience that, or you go on holiday, you take a break, and the income dries up. If that's the case with you, then it's time to speak to the consciousness of your business and look at it as something that can exist beyond the three-dimensional reality. And what I mean by that is that if it's really just a 3D, then as long as you're not putting 3D energy into it, it kind of flattens, plateaus. Whereas if you realize it's a multi-dimensional being, your business can exist on multiple levels, just like your consciousness through meditation, through different quantum practices can go to higher dimensions and meet beings such as Arcturians or Pleiadians or Sirians. So can your business. It can be anchored in higher frequency bands. And how this translates then into your income, into the ways you're running this business, it translates in every single way. So one of the things I've realized since I started taking my own business, my new expression of who I am into higher dimensions, is that a lot of existing strategies are outdated, or they're not the right fit for my business because my unique expression is different. So it's good to have this background. You know, I've studied sociology, so I know a fair bit of social psychology and how human beings think. Studied marketing. I'm now doing an MBA. I've got lots of years of experience in running businesses, both physical and online. And the more I take my consciousness to higher levels, the more I'm questioning nearly everything that I've learned. And I'm having to come with unique ways of promoting, of branding, of selling. And this is something that you may experience the same. And the more time you spend with the unique consciousness of your business, the more you realize what works and what doesn't. And you will have those sparks of creativity. You will have those feelings that there is more. I can do things differently. I don't have to follow the mold. And don't get me wrong, there's some great ways of running businesses that are tried and tested. But because the whole earth is shifting, more and more things will become outdated. And I'll give you an example. In my last online business, it was a normal thing that we spent a lot of our budget. Sometimes it would be a quarter or 20% of our turnover onto Facebook marketing. So the idea was spend a lot of money on marketing. People get to know you, you increase your reach, then you sell and you get clients this way. And since I've started helping my husband with his business and branding for his business, I started replicating the same. So yeah, we're going to do a webinar, we're going to promote it through Facebook revenue. Well, until I've seen a massive dissonance between our unique expression and what Facebook stands for as a business. There is a lot of things that on a deep level I disagree with when it comes to Facebook, like fact checking. And I've had this deep conviction that I shouldn't spend revenue on Facebook adverts, even though everybody teaches that's how you do marketing. So I stopped. And guess what? Our revenue hasn't dried up. It didn't dip. It didn't stop our reach, because our reach is now organically getting bigger on platforms such as TikTok or or Telegram or new platforms. And this is just one example. I'm not saying that Facebook advertising is bad, because for you, it might be completely different. You might actually like being on Facebook, and I'm on Facebook at the moment as well. So it's just more about finding out how you feel uniquely about your own business. And when you're in touch with it, when you speak with it, something else also happens. And this is a co-creation. So your business as a separate entity, as its own consciousness, contributes to your own expression. So it's almost like your business becomes your business partner. I know it sounds crazy, but if you think about it, if your business has consciousness, you can and absolutely will co-create with your business. So these are just the little differences between the 3D and 5D, because this is just my starting point of what I'll be doing every week, which is these transmissions, which will dig deep into strategies that work and strategies that don't. But know one thing, there is no cookie cutter model. And this is where this whole quantum thing comes from. Just the same way as you can meditate and you can seek guidance for your life, for your relationships, the same way you can seek guidance for your business. And you can talk to your business and to consciousness of your business in the same way as you, let's say, talk to your spiritual guides. I don't know how many of you are in touch with your spirit guides. If you are, let me know. But just know that in the same way, you can communicate with your business. You can birth your business into higher dimensions. And you can do it yourself. You can absolutely just do it through energy work. One of the very, very important things is to introduce the business to your energy field. And this is something that myself and my husband do a lot for clients, where we just show the business to the energy field so it can be recognized, so it can start generating revenue independent on the person's input. But there's a lot more aspects, like scarcity mindset, which is what the whole economy is based on. Scarcity of resources. When I studied at university, different subjects like economics and other kind of related subjects, the basics of economics is scarcity. They say to you that, this is where this supply and demand and all these basic concepts come from. Well, when it comes to quantum business, because it's beyond this three-dimensional reality, it doesn't have to be based on scarcity. It doesn't have to be based on competition. Because you see, Earth is such an abundant planet. It's just the abundance has been withheld from us. There's no problem with scarcity. It's just if, 99% of the population 1% of the population control like upwards of 80 to 90% of resources, that's what leaves the rest in a very scarcity mode. But it doesn't have to be like that, because you see, in quantum, 3D is not a limitation. Yes, we still have to eat. Yes, we still have to sustain our bodies, but we absolutely can. This planet can be a paradise. It is a paradise. It's got the potential. It's just we need to shake off this outdated ways of doing things and shake off the control. And by engaging in business, by creating, this is one of the ways you can do it. And this is why I'll be here every Thursday, 8 a.m. Perth time. That's where I'm based, Perth, Australia, same time as today. I'll be here every single week, digging into different aspects, whether it's going to be marketing, whether it's going to be selling, whether it's going to be webinars, whatever you want to, how to increase your audience, how to increase your reach, how to increase happy customers, because that's another thing is this freedom in quantum business. When I run other businesses, it was always under pressure. There was some sort of stress and pressure, whether it was to do with meeting the overheads, paying bills. There was not enough money to pay all the employees. I've had it all, and I'm done with that. It can be different. It can be from flow, because it's creation. So this is what these series will be like. I just wanted to make an introduction today by speaking into the most important differences between the quantum business and between the regular kind of three-dimensional way of doing things. And it starts with questioning everything. It starts with questioning, why am I doing this? What am I following some mode, or am I following some patterns, or is this really from my higher good? Is this what my inner guidance tells me to do? And if you take that attitude to your business, you can't go wrong, because you're creating from the heart. However, I still believe that strategy is needed. It just needs to be tailored to every particular person. That's why my mission is to work energetically and to work strategically, to join these both two worlds together. And this is why I'm inviting you to follow the Super Starseed page on Facebook, where perhaps there's a bigger kind of like screen, you can see me better. I'll be here on TikTok as well every Thursday, and I will also be uploading those videos onto a YouTube channel, which will be called Architects of Destiny, and this will be where you can find all of my resources. So let me know what you would like me to touch on next week. If there's any particular aspect of business that you want to look at, I can see there's questions which are not completely related to the subject. Like, can you talk about Lemuria? Not trying to come off rude. I can absolutely understand about that. I'm actually running a completely different thing from that. Me and my husband are running spiritual development classes, which I call the Quantum Club. And today, trust me, that's why I'm wearing all blue, because we're actually going to be connecting to energies of Lemuria. So this is not the subject for that, but I will be happy to talk about Lemuria in other videos. But absolutely, we can even dig into those ways of kind of, connecting to places like Lemuria or Atlantis to see how they've done things, and learning the birth practices that go beyond our latest history. And Lily says, I would love to know how to attract ideal clients. That's a fantastic subject, and it's got a lot to do about this happy money and happy and free-flowing way of doing things, where you're not trying to lock clients onto some contract, or I've got to push the high ticket sale items, and it creates like energetic bonds which are not really kind of good. We can do things with a lot more freedom, a lot more flow, and again, it's purging all these outdated ways. So this is what we'll be doing. For those of you who are more kind of spiritually inclined, like I see a lot of people asking me on TikTok about galactic light beings, light languages, because that's what I've mostly done on TikTok. Tomorrow, I've got a free class about light languages. So completely different subject. However, it's all related. It's all related to expression. You see, light language is your soul's expression, and so can be your business. So you can even use your light language to activate your business, which is really crazy. I couldn't marry those two worlds together, but now I can see a clear connection and a clear way how these two unique worlds meet. So for those of you who are on TikTok, you can head to my profile. The link is there. For those of you who are on Facebook and perhaps are not yet on my class, let me know in the comments, and we will send you a link to make sure you don't miss it. It's going to be tomorrow, pretty much the same time as this transmission today, an hour late. So thank you so much for today. I'm having to dash because I need to eat something, and then we're going to have the Quantum Club, which is our weekly kind of like a paid membership spiritual development classes, where we dig into different light beings, or we connect to different energies. So if you're that way inclined, also get in touch. Perhaps this is your path more so than the business. But thank you so much for connecting with me today, and I hope to catch you next week. Thank you so much.